Alright, so, more Disco Elysium. What was my plan? I never know. How silly it must look for somebody watching on YouTube in the year 2023 when I finally uploaded these. To go, how come at the end of every video, Hitan has no idea what he just did 2 days ago? The answer is, I'm just dumb. Hi, Serp.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I'll finish talking to this guy first. Oh man, yeah. What a great ending. Oh yeah, I mean, that's how some people be. I didn't want to tell him, like, it's not like I'm a mod over there or anything, but... and I completely cannot watch Jesse Cox live anymore. I just can't stand his chat. It's the absolute worst. It's the worst Twitch chat I've ever been in. So I go back and watch, like, his VODs to see the exciting parts, but... oh, my God. Yeah, I know. It doesn't help. You get 700 smiles, and then somebody highlights their message. It's like, Jesse, you've seen that mask somewhere before, haven't you? Like, why? Why not just let him play the game? He's actually really good at making connections and things. Let him figure it out on his own, or let him have no idea and be surprised. Oh man, yeah, his like, it's hard to believe that he's such a big streamer and has like 0 mods, and that he has no desire to like crack down on stuff. Anyway, sorry, rant over. It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out. Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two. Maybe I should go on strike. Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus you can get shot. Why not? The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. No, your mother. Yeah, but do continue. You were asking about the strike. What's the union demand? We already know this, though. Was he I don't think he was standing out here on day 1. If he was, somehow I walked right by him and didn't see him. Some pretty wild stuff I hear, like a giant new power crane and half the company. I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too, like a strike negotiator. They'd know what's up, precise demands, and so on. What do you think the company wants? Or what do you think the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. He makes a cha-ching sound. He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do, places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. A few still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior. Alright, what was I really going to do? Talk to the cryptozoologist real quick, I guess. Somewhere on the coast, there must be somewhere that we can find a sign of Ruby, although I did do a lot of walking around. I didn't find any traces of anything on what I think is the boardwalk, and I hope I'm not wrong, and I don't know how to get to the island. I'm not giving him the jacket back. I don't think I want to do something interesting that will get me shot. I could just look around for a firearm. I'm always on the lookout. I could call Alice back right now, I guess, just to try. Oh, and, okay, so we're talking to Kuno about the armor. It is still Thursday, right? It is. Talk to Manana about the armor. So? He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him. Kuno's a man of his word. Kuno sent your fat ass running around like Jello. Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. Good idea. I will remember this, Kuno. So let's move on. That's what Kuno said. Don't be throwing what Kuno said back at Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, parroting Kuno. Better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face. Alright, well, that didn't really give me any info at all, I don't think. I also, in addition to the tasks, I have other roles that I can go try. In fact, that was one of the things I was going to go do, is just go try to go punch the racist guy and see what happens. I might get hurt, but I also might get the option to, like,
hello, officer.
Do something different.
I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts. So it was just a child. He looks crestfallen. Thank you for telling us, sweetie. She turns to smile gently up at her husband. This is good news, right? It means we can try again. She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone, a hidden worry. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid or the missing locusts. It's something else. Yes, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time, and then maybe we can... The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit. He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way. Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home? You're right. We can come back next season when it's warmer. I can offer to restock the trap. It seems silly, but I mean, it's another thing to do, which gets me experience, right? I'm really feeling this is costing me time on my main investigation. Maybe I can restock the drink. You can? The lieutenant makes a show of suppressing a sigh. Fine, it's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast, but after this... He wants to see this tale through as much as you, says Drama, of course. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already, but he cannot let it drag out after this. Find the Insulindian phasmid. Really, it's too much, officer. What moral means is we're grateful for your help. That's nice. Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking about co-discovery, of course, but... I can just sell them. Prepared with great care. We won't go do that right away. So... Alright, how high can I get my physical instrument? We're gonna go punch the racist first of all. Physical instrument plus. Well, okay. Close. Do 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 do. Pain threshold might actually help a little. I don't know. It might. I don't know if this is going to be a prolonged fight. A whole bunch of different roles of some kind. No, I actually do want the physical instrument. Okay. And is there anything like doodle doo 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 doo? All right. Fisticuffs, here we come. I don't know what punching him does either. Do I get to open the gate? I guess.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Why are you not with the Hardy Boys? I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. But you're all part of the Union. The Hardy Manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone, and I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminese. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. I thought I had an option to punch him, though. What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures toward the lorryman down the street. Welcome to Revachol, you hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the Frittata nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudoscientific ambitions. Oh, that's phrenology is that whole, there's some kind of, I forget exactly. It has something to do with the brain or the skull, thinking that different parts of it store different somethings. I don't know. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be smaller. Your earlobes are too big. The size of the earlobes is not a real craniometric criteria. Everyone knows this. Your earlobes are flawless, John Luke. Yes. That jaw is clearly an atavistic stigmata. Babe, thanks. The tattoos on his stone face briefly form a smile, but I got this. I'm sure I should be able to punch it where it's somewhere in here, right? The race enigma runs. Okay. We still serve him. Mr. Clare is a man of vision. We've seen this already, though. My jam is mysterious jam, individualism. I got it from disco. We said all this. Who are the Seminese? The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus, and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol? I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on the immaculate conception from the Pale. So you did not come from the islands? No. I have heard about it on the radio. So you're not really Seminese. You're just from Revachol. I am from Coron. And no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it. Your paedomorphic friend has quick wits, protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone. You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind. I feel certain. Do I need to equip the crowbar? Is that what I'm missing? Do I need a free hand in order to punch him? Oops. Do I need to be drunk? Maybe that was it.
Your race descent has only worsened.
I definitely had the option to punch him before.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Annoying. Alright, well, it's an option that I guess is gone now. Talk to him again? Is he gonna care?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Go talk to this guy and try to get into trouble. What are some of the Oh, that's gone for good. That also no longer matters. He, I think, is gone. Could go lift the barbell for no reason. Yeah, there it is. Measurehead, physical instrument. I should be able to go. Well, I guess I missed my chance. Oh well. Alright, let me go. No, the ice cream maker, like, it says flat out, like, you need something other than a pry bar, like a full-on crowbar. There's so much to do in the game that I didn't think I would ever get to the point where I was stuck. Like, where I was without an option for what to do. Oh, I can push these buttons, by the way. Oh, one picks up the receiver. Kuno, please stop calling here. It's me. I'm investigating the doomed commercial area. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore, so I can't help you. Please don't call again. Thanks. Slipstream SCA. You hear static. Hello, is anyone there? This is Tricentennial Electrics. Is this a ghost? We didn't find any Tricentennial Electrics in the building. Come to place an order? She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. Her receiver must not be working properly. I've been inside this building, but I didn't see anyone from Tricentennial Electrics. The place is deserted. My God. It's you. My God, I didn't think I would hear your voice again. She must be mistaken. Yeah, it's me. I'm here, crawling back into your life. No, who? This is weird. Or do it. I'll fake it. Michael, just please. She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily, her breath distorted by ancient static. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. She sounds like she's shaking. I thought you didn't care. Tell me what's going on. What did I do? Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean. A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget. Forget about what? Hello? You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting? Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. What just happened? Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box. I don't know what happened either. The lieutenant inspects the doorbell. We should probably stop playing with this thing. Say goodbye, then. How did I fail that? Come on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysterical emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do. I rolled a 3. Pitiful. Damn it. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair. Andro Orlando Hair SCA. Boxing, fashion. Man, I'll have to come back with more volition in order to try that again. How weird. I can plug things in if I want. Need something other than a pry bar if I want better than a 3% chance. I could come back in here. I could try the password on, from this end, but it shouldn't be the same password in both places, right? Or is it? Who knows? Press play. There she is. Afterlife, death. Good, oh, okay. It was the same password. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Really? She just used the same password? The lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that as he murmurs, maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh. Oh, no, I wanted print. Quiet determination. The printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface. It's a project report written by the lead producer Andy Schott and about Wirral Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Read about capital. Managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 real, but then came the delays. Eventually the damage reached 400,000 real with only half the game finished. Where did they get all this money? Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Egaunijan investor. Who worked there? For how long? Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping pyroholidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? It didn't. It didn't need so many concept artists? No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come handy, though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skipped work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. Yeah, employed 18 people, and most of them were writers and concept artists. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. Because of the concept artists? No. It wasn't even the writers, with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. So they were done in by their own ambition. No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads. The what? At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Ziemsk-born Sulislaw Zawisza, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret, mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. How many heads were there? So many! At last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined. Really now? How many combinations? Obviously 100 million. You don't want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while. So I guess they're saying how many, not just how many could you make, but how many combinations. Okay. All right, sure. Keep going. Keep going. Give me the achievement. The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest. Keep going. Did I click it? My interfacing failed. What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop? Zeros! Oh, of course. Okay, so that's what did them in. Yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss. That must be the anomaly that Suna mentioned in the church log. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness before their Egaungian investor pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day an unidentified numerical anomaly occurred in the East Insulindian Lintel front just as the We're All Untethered project was being compiled that day. And the anomaly caused all that data to get lost in the air? When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. They lost the whole game. Wasn't there a copy of the game, a backup? Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached. S. Lou Cannon killed the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me. Not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement, in the Ice Bear refrigerator, near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal. Not very convincing. She's right, actually. Nothing wrong with keeping this type of filament memory in a fridge. Anything else? A few random notes that seem to be added later. 4 months later, by an unknown author, I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't gotten an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to the map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is St. Brune 1147. I'm going there to look this thing in the eye. So, I mean, we couldn't have gotten the password without meeting her first, I think. This is all the stuff I've already read. Is this Emma's atelier? Poor animals. The taxidermy. No rest for their bodies after death. Let's pick it up. No reason. Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game. I am a true champion. Something. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Good technique. Okay, well, I did it. Is there anything else that I wanted to, like, buy? We're all related items. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is Welcome Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katuak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a pick-your-path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? Anything that catches my eye? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. A fantastique adventure board game. New maps and miniatures. Price is steep, but then it's a 3rd edition Mega Setting supplement, so it makes sense. Nonsense for anemic binoculars. Now that I'm wearing all this physical instrument stuff, he gets to chime in a little more often. Ain't buying that. Let's go. There was also some kind of difficult roll up here that I could take with what's her name, right? There is. Let's do it. Shivers. It's going to be a very tough check, but we'll give it a shot. I thought I had more than one plus. Alright, +2 to Shivers. Still a 17, super low. You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Excuse me, what are you doing? I didn't mean to take off my pants. Stares at you while you start to fuss with your pants. Officer. The zipper, it's stuck. Oh no, not the zipper. She rolls over to the other end of her table, looking for something to grab from the toolbox. A tool to get the zipper open? Is it just me, or is it hot in here? No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, it's cold here. Trying to lower my body temperature. We have a special technique. I don't think I should get in trouble. Undressing in a stranger's place of business? Yes, it was an unbelievably bad idea. I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode. Doesn't really excuse it, does it? Alright, maybe someday with more shivers I will come back. It was worth a shot, because I'm running out of things to try, actually. Oh, she's gone. Put a point in red. Well, I don't have any points, do I? I do! Disco time! You haven't missed much this stream. I'm actually starting to run out of ideas on what to do next. I kind of don't even remember what the rhetoric roll was over here, but I'm going to try it. In a previous VOD, you stumbled upon something. Something extraordinary, you say. All around you rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. What am I doing? Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. What do I see? Gray sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. How does it feel? Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. What's in the south? Which thing is it? I'm gonna look. Species to survive. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. I don't think I put a T in there. I think it's been a long day and you may need to lie down. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. What's on the other side? The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock. Why am I not there? To be in Martinez, where no one goes. At the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed. What am I doing here? Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at? Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at? Shudder. Look farther. Further. In the rain-swept distance above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. What's in the west? Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet. Beyond the Bay of Revachol, ghosts rise into the sky. Who are you, ghosts? The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. What is down the shore? I know. Urban coastline, rain dripping off eternite-covered roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. And beyond that, Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. What's in the north? Capeside Apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46 millimeter bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. The news at noon. And closer to here, a yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. The lingering odor of decomposition mixes with that of damp soil. What's in the east? The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates. Red and blue metal shipping containers slick with rain. The greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. And before that, you, on the Martinez Plaza, a small dot looking up in the sky. Droplets form on your eyelashes. And beyond that, Ladricienne, King Driss's passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. What is across the distributary? Koran, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. What is beyond the Koran? A silvery curtain of rain over the houses, the class divide. You have never been there. They don't need law east of the river. What's above? Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. Motherfucker. This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we're dressed for it. Let's keep moving. Dressed for it, eh? Kind of makes me want to do a naked percent speed run. Beat the whole game without ever putting on any clothes. So what was his was I trying to talk him into...
Here, officer.
Oh, getting money? That's not that important. I might still go for it anyway. Oh my god, yeah, I do want the sneakers. Because they'll complete the set. You're terrible to me. All of you. Alright. Rhetoric has been leveled up. We can now do this again. Rhetorical. Blue, right? Rhetoric. It's -1. It does feel silly to sit here like changing clothes for bonus. I wonder if that's part of it. Like that's part of the reason why they did this and why they didn't give you the option to just optimize is they wanted it to feel silly. Oh, it's the minus rhetoric. Okay, there's no more. I don't have any minuses, right?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember? Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force? Oh, okay. But why, officer? Think of it as an investment. An investment? What kind of investment? Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder. It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. Or I'm not going to confiscate this humanitarian aid that you're reselling, which I should be able to. Or I'm a policeman, or it's an investment in your customer base. Yeah, let's just call me an experimental human being. I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking here? What if I say $1 million? Oh, got that kind of money. There's got to be a more modest investment. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. $10 is $10.
The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Investment.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Save the economy? What are you talking about? Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash. Keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. Why does the economy need saving? Look around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there not getting bought? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children? I don't have children, I think. Too bad, officer. Kids make it all worthwhile. Without kids, who's going to be around to enjoy the economy? Don't let me stop you. Open the box and browse a little. I don't think I even said an extra T where you think that I did. I think you made that up. Alright, let's put the locusts in the trap and then, I guess, wander around the coast a little bit more. Can I come over here to this again? Not helpful. That is true. I do hang out in the English learning subreddit. Let's come back over here. Around here, was it? Nope. What is oh, there's the kids again. Stalk me down and paste that one. What did Pitch just ask me the other day? He sent me a message just asking about a line from one of the AVGN videos where he had said something about taking a coloring book to school. And he was like, by school, does he mean preschool? Because I can't imagine a grade schooler bringing a coloring book in. And I'm like, I don't know if... I'm like, that seems kind of normal to me. So I wasn't sure if it was a cultural thing or if it was a language thing. Like, he thought that preschool meant, like, pre-high school. Yeah. Release the locusts into the empty trap. I did it. The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly began to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here. Good, now that's done. When do you think we'll return to the impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question. Should I come back over here to this? Any reason? Pick up the buoy, shake it, open it. Weird, because there's still plenty of stuff that I can do, like little random stuff, but I want to... Alright, let's go, now that we know more about the business failing, I'm going to talk to her. Here we go. Come to the church. there's still a part of the map that we haven't been to. This up here is apparently an island that I'm supposed to go to and check out, but I don't know how to get there. I only know one person with a boat, and they haven't said anything about, like, hey, let me sail you over to that island. We're supposed to, one of my tasks is figuring out where, if the guy wasn't shot from like point blank from the roof, where else could he have been shot from? And so I'm supposed to check out 3 locations. One of them is the island, which I can't get to, and one is the boardwalk, which I've been up and down a bunch of times and haven't found any clues.
Yes?
Wrong guy. I meant you.
Yes, what is it?
So even though I got more information about her, it's no good. So that antenna. No. Oh, this is another roll that I could make if I put a point in encyclopedia. I've got a point. Doing it. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia. Do 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 do. Okay, it's up. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolorous Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. Okay. I knew she was a historical figure. I didn't know that. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men. What is an innocence? I've heard of the system. The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit. A ruler? More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentic rule, should it coincide with our time. What? The legal system of the Rail Belt is built to accommodate innocentic rule. Okay, so there isn't... Okay, only 6 times has someone been elected, but it has often been vacant, like after those people die, apparently. So the legal system is built to accommodate innocentic rule if someone were to be elected into the office of innocence. Like right now. Presumably, we don't have an innocent right now, or an innocence. And innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities, what would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. And innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? No, we are alone. When did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi, she is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world. What else do I know about her? Many things. You know, she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marquise, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene the Navigator, Queen of Surasne, modern-day Sur-le-Clef. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. What else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene the Navigator sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. So the century... Or the DeLorean century or the DeLorean era? I guess we don't know. We know that they name centuries. Even after I get tired of replaying through this, it will still be astonishing to comb a wiki. To just go from page to page, reading everything that I either missed or only saw once and didn't understand, or didn't understand fully no matter how many times I saw it. Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol for love for the cultures of the Real Belt. I want more, as did we all. The lands of Mesk and the Occident and even faraway Supramundi, altogether 21 of the 40 Mondial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning. Her crowning? In a city called something, in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes. I knew that. I knew how to say it, too. I just didn't feel like it. But it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. Apparently, this entire game is based on a tabletop setting and game some of the devs created and played. Yeah, it almost, like, I keep wondering how... It's almost like there's way more world building and history than there needs to be for what the plot is, but it's really hard to say what the plot is, because I don't know if it is solve the murder or figure out yourself or figure out the world. Even if it's figure out the world, like this is some kind of meta thing where it's like, oh, I found out that we're characters in a video game and the Pale is, I don't know, Ethernet cables. That there's still so much that has to do with all of these different political factions and historical things and races and countries. It's It's almost too much. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already her Theriers, the Secret Service men of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt. I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. What a weird thing to say, or to have the option to say. She looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen. Then what? One of the men in this Secret Service killed her, 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else. Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. Was there something terrifying? We just heard the terrifying thing about her. She didn't breathe. She could hold her breath for 10 minutes, like Guybrush. Terrifying is too emotionally charged for your somatic memory, or what remains of it, but although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Sub-modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state, and then there were the resettlement programs. The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Margaret were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight it are not part of humanity. Yeah, it's an effective name for getting people on your side. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pisantic Mare Interregnum. Little is known of her Marches husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Lieutenant DeFrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What are you thinking of, if I may ask? She's not human. Okay. He takes his glasses off to clean them. Then after a while he says, this church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on. This guy's still gone for good. So it is of course very interesting that in a place devoted to worshipping her, this is where that weird hole in reality is. Okay, Everx, I'll see you later. Thank you for coming by. I hope you enjoy the VOD.